Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, members of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers insist they are not terrorists.
Anong pagtingin sa amin ng Pangulo? Kaaway pa kami ng gobyerno?
Following the alleged order of the National Police to profile their members.
Natatakot yung mga teachers na baka kami ay matukhang din.
Malacanang says there is no need to worry if there's nothing to hide.
Mahal ni Presidente ang mga teachers. Pero kung you're doing something illegal or irregular, natural lang trabaho ng pulis yun ay monitor ka kung anong ginagawa mo.
Also an update on Congressman Batocabe's slay case and the ongoing security preparations on the Feast of the Black Nazarene. DILG Spokesperson Assistant Secretary Jonathan Malaya joins us live. And later, the gift-giving season isn't over, and this teacher takes personalized gifts to the next level. That's for today's In Focus. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. The PNP and Malacanang assure the public that there is no crackdown or order to profile teachers or members of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers. The PNP has ordered the relief of intelligence officers involved in the leak of the memorandum. The ACT Partyless group also slammed the police and described the alleged profiling as a, quote, grossly illegal and unconstitutional attack on its members' rights to free expression and self-organization. Let's go straight to the source of the story. Interior and Local Government Spokesperson Assistant Secretary Jonathan Malaya. Asek, welcome back to the show. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, and thank you for having me, Pinky.
So, is there a memo or not?
You go straight to the
Yeah, let's just go straight to the point, right? Because it's so confusing. General Albayal said, I didn't sign it, but he relieved 3 intel officers. There's a memo coming out in the, is it the Facebook page of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers? So what does the DILG know? Is there a memo or is there no memo?
Well, I think what General Albayalde was saying is that he himself did not order. You know, the Philippine National Police is such a large organization. It's like around more than 100,000 individuals, na police officers nationwide.
120.
So apparently there were some police officers, particularly in the intelligence branch, who were undertaking some sort of monitoring of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers. So when the Philippine National Police said that the chief said that he himself did not order, he was being truthful there, no? So
if he didn't order, who ordered it?
I'm not sure who did, but we are not surprised. And there I agree with the chief PNP. And insofar as the DILG is concerned, we're not surprised if the Philippine National Police is doing such activities, monitoring activities. But Pinky, no, let me just clarify. The Alliance of Concerned Teachers has said that this is a crackdown, that this is a violation of their freedom of expression, freedom of self-organization. I don't see anything problematic with what is being done. There's no crackdown. There's no.
How do you
they're
know?
not being removed.
How do you know there's no crackdown?
There's no crackdown because they're not being removed from their posts as teachers, and
Well, maybe not now, sir.
no. Remember, teachers are government employees, and these are not members of the military where you can just sack them right there and there.
Yeah.
They're entitled to due process. You'll have to file an administrative case against them for them to be removed from their posts.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So so let's confirm that there is a memo.
Apparently, there is. Yes.
Okay, so there's a memo. You're not telling us who signed the memo. You don't know. You're saying.
No, I'm.
Is it possible that the DILG doesn't know who signed the memo?
Well, I didn't research on this specifically who did. No, to me, what's important is the rationale behind, because the Philippine National Police is an attached agency of the DILG. It has its own system and organization.
What is the rationale behind it then? You said it's not important who signed it. What's important is the rationale behind it. What is the rationale behind it?
The duty of any police organization is to monitor and make sure that they know what's happening on the ground. And we all know that the Alliance of Concerned Teachers is a militant organization. And being a militant organization, it's allied with the National Democratic Front. Therefore, given that there has been pronouncements recently from the leadership of the left that their primary purpose now is to overthrow the government, I think it would be incumbent upon a police officer or an intelligence officer to make sure that they know whatever is happening on the ground, so that if ever there is a action on this directive coming from higher ups, they'll be able to respond.
Let's clear that up. ASEC, the ACT, or the Alliance of Concerned Teachers, is allegedly associated with the Communist Party of the Philippines. Why? Going back to, I'm sure many years ago, we saw this video, you and I, on YouTube of, maybe it's best, it comes from you, sir, of Jose Maria Sison.
But you saw that
Mahirap kapag abogado. Okay, I did see that video. Okay, so in the spirit of transparency, Chief Superintendent Durana sent me a link to the video, and then Joma Sison there. You may continue.
Yes. Well, the way they're organized is that they have the Communist Party of the Philippines, which is the vanguard party, which is the vanguard party of the working class, in the words of Jose Maria
That's
Sison.
what he said.
That's what he said. And then there's the New People's Army, which is the coercive element of this Communist Party of the Philippines. And then we have the National Democratic Front. And the National Democratic Front is the broad alliance, because they recognize that they would not be able to win the Philippine Revolution, quote unquote, without the support of other sectors. So they're organizing on the basis of sectors. That's why we have organizations like the Kilusang Mabubukid ng Pilipinas, the Kulisang Mayo Uno. They're organized per sectors. And when you listen to their statements and to listen to what they say, it's all the same. It's all the same line. It's all coming from the National Democratic Front, which, as I said, is one of the elements of the Communist Party of the Philippines.
And so where does ACT come in here, sir? You mentioned KMU. Bayan was also mentioned. I think Bayan was supposedly the umbrella organization. And ACT came in as what? A front.
Yes, based on the words himself, from Jose Maria Sison himself, the Alliance of Concerned Teachers was organized by the National Democratic Front. Therefore, it gets its ideology and it gets its directives coming from the broad network which forms part of the Communist Party of the Philippines.
Sir, please clear this up for us. So if they are a front organization of the CPP, is it correct to say a front organization of the CPP, NPA, NDF, or a front organization of the NDF? Para lang humalinaw.
You know, they are a legal organization, no? But they are inseparable from the others because they're part of the bigger network.
Alliance,
it's a broad alliance because what they call it as the United Front.
Okay.
So what they do is they have sectoral organizations which are spread out across various sectors in order to deliver what they think.
The message.
The message, no? And in this case, for this administration, specifically to overthrow.
But two things, sir. That video, Joma Sison was how old when that video came out? When he was talking about that video?
He was young.
Very young, sir. In fact, you're going to probably give him a second look to find out if this is Joma Sison really or not. Of course, kamukhang kamukha niya. But yun po yung sinasabi, he was very young at that time. And are you and are the police using this as some sort of evidence on ACT, on the Alliance of Concerned Teachers?
Well, Joma Sison is the founder of the CPP, NPA, NDF, no? And he continues to be the leader of the CPP, NPA, NDF. If he was not the leader now, if he was just the leader before, perhaps that document or that YouTube video would not have any value.
Okay.
But considering that he continues to be up to now, then
it stands.
It stands, yes.
What is wrong with, let's say, for example, Sir Bayan, KMU, or ACT being an organization or a front of the CPP, NPA, NDF? Because one can argue that they are legal, they are above board, they joined the elections, they're a partyless group now. So nakikisali na ho sila sa constitution, sa batas. So, paano ho yun?
The problem is the primary purpose of these organizations, and particularly the mother organization, which is the Communist Party, is the violent overthrow of a duly elected government. Okay. That's the problem. Now, I'm not saying that the ACT is
Are they a terrorist organization,
No, of
sir?
course not. Of course not.
No.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, it's not necessary, and it's not yet established if the act is going to act on the directive coming from Jose Maria Sison. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, that we have to establish, no, and which is why what the Philippine National Police is doing now through these memos which you have shown us is simply to monitor and to gather information. Okay? Because that's precisely the reason for any police organization to make sure that once a certain group makes an overt act, which is illegal, then therefore they could act. But the situation right now wherein there's no crackdown, there's no sowing terror, because the Alliance of Concerned Teachers has characterized the move of the police as sowing terror in the schools and the communities. Sure. There's nothing of that sort happening anywhere. It is simply the police officers are simply monitoring and making sure that there are no overt acts against the government, so that if there are any, they could act immediately.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. These groups, obviously, part of the CPP, NPA, NDF, so now you're saying, just to summarize it, it's the police is monitoring that in the event that they follow the order of Joma Sison to overthrow this government.
That's
basically.
right. And
okay.
let me just clarify also that I'm not saying all ACT members are members of the Communist Party.
Yes, it's good to also...
Yes,
and
because I have worked with them in the past. We have worked with them in the past. We have worked to increase the salaries of public school teachers through joint resolution in Congress. I have worked with the ACT party list representatives in Congress in the past. So we have been working with them, no? But nonetheless, we do not have to shut our eyes to what is the ideological background of this organization.
so is it what? Being cautious?
Who is being cautious?
Government should be cautious? Yes.
Government should be cautious.
On some members. Sir, can you tell me the difference between monitoring and profiling?
Well, monitoring is the word being used by the Philippine National Police. Profiling is the word being used by the Alliance of Concerned Teachers. So it means the same.
To you, it means exactly the same thing.
It means exactly
so
the
when
same.
you monitor and you profile, what exactly is being done to an individual?
Nothing. We're just trying to find out who the members are in a certain organization. It's just like in the University of Santo Tomas, when they have their fraternity problems there, they had to determine who are the members of this certain fraternity. So that is what just the same in the UST management wanted to find out who were the members of that fraternity. In the government, they want to find out who are the members of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers.
So they go to schools and actually find out who the members are. Is that what's going on for now?
I think that's what's happening right now.
We'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. We get to know the ongoing preparations for the upcoming Feast of the Black Nazarene. DILG spokesperson Jonathan Malaya will still be with us after the break. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, DILG spokesperson, Assistant Secretary Jonathan Malaya. Asek, when people say, or you say this is just a list, right? To you, it may seem as simple as that, but maybe to members of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers, this is more than just a list. Some even argue this could be the start of tokhang in schools.
I think that's bringing the argument too far away from what is being done. No, this, as I said in the before we had
our commercial break.
Before we had the commercial break, government is just being cautious here. No?
Okay.
Because the peace talks have collapsed, no, and there has been a lot of unnecessary rhetoric coming from both sides of the aisle, and because of that. And of course, the president just signed the executive order creating the National Task Force, no, to end the armed communist conflict, which requires the whole of government approach, no. So it's not simply the DILG now or the Department of National Defense or the AFP or the PNP that should be going aggressively against communist insurgency, but the entire government. So given that context, we're we're just trying to find out who the members are. That's simply what's being done here. There is no movement to declare the ACT Party List as an illegal organization. There is
As
no
a terrorist
movement as a
organization.
terrorist organization. There's no such thing. And
Okay.
I think the Alliance of Concerned Teachers went out of its way, no, to characterize this as a brazen attempt on free expression or self-organization. In fact, it's not.
So I want to bring this in. A Rappler article is saying that human rights lawyer Romel Bagaras is saying that the list itself is illegal because there's no law saying membership in ACT is a crime.
Well, the list itself does not say that those in the list are criminals. So,
This is also a violation of the teacher's rights to privacy and is ripe for the filing of a petition for a writ of habeas corpus. Let's bring that up on the screen, sir. Help us understand the situation if this lawyer is actually saying that. So the rule of the writ of habeas data, sir. So the writ of habeas data is a remedy available to any person. They can actually do this. Hindi ho ba?
yeah, if they feel that their rights are
Privacy to life, liberty,
yeah,
di ba?
they can do that. Yeah, they are, as I said, they are entitled to due process. If they feel that this infringes on their right to whatever, they can file the necessary action in court. But again, that will stop the Philippine National Police from monitoring any
Still.
organization that has that may be a threat, if considering what has happened in the past.
Okay, Asik, I guess one of the questions would be, if government wants to monitor, why is it ACT? Why ACT now? Why the Alliance of Concerned Teachers now? Why the memo on the Alliance of Concerned Teachers?
No, we're not just monitoring ACT. We're monitoring any and all organizations.
Okay, are there other memos of other organizations, sir, such as this one? Are there others?
As I said, the Philippine National Police is another organization which is just under the DILG, so I'm not entirely privy to documents such as those. Yeah.
So how, moving forward, what can happen? I understand that you have a meeting together with the DepEd, the DILG. Sino pa ho, sir? Well,
Yes.
obviously, Alliance of Concerned Teachers.
No, yesterday, the DepEd requested for a meeting between the DILG and the Department of Education because, to be honest about it, both of us were surprised about this.
The memo?
The memo, yeah, we were. But surprised in a way that the issue just suddenly came out of the media yesterday. But as I said, we're not surprised that it's being done. So
nagulat kayo that there's a memo, but you're not surprised that they're being monitored?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's just to clarify that.
That's
and then,
right.
sir, so...
And then, one of the undersecretaries and I, we talked yesterday from DepEd, and then they requested for a dialogue with us on how to go about what they want to be clarified of the intent and rationale behind this activities of the Philippine National Police. And so we're meeting with them after this.
Okay.
Immediately after this, I'm going there.
So to talk about this memorandum, will the DILG possibly recommend that no such memorandums be shown to the different schools? What would the DILG's recommendation be? I bring that up, sir, because let's talk about this. When they saw this supposed what do you call this this memorandum, you may say that it's okay, they're just being monitored, really it's no big deal, but this could bring some sort of fear or siguro pwedeng nervyusin yung mga teachers kasi siguro simple, sir, bakit kayo nagtatanong? Bakit? A legitimate organization naman kami. Pwede naman ho yun, di ba?
That's right. Again, which is why I'm here to reassure them that there's nothing to fear. No, this is just a precautionary measure on the part of government.
So ipagpapatuloy po ito? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I would think so, yes. Because it's the duty and function of any police organization to do so.
Ipagpapatuloy saan? Sa buong Pilipinas, sir?
This I would have to clarify in that meeting at 11 o'clock. Because the purpose of that meeting is for us to relay to the Department of Education that there's nothing illegal with what's being done. That there is no threat to any of the teachers, nor to the Alliance of Concerned Teachers. No? That we consider all of these as part and parcel of the action, of the required action of any government agency.
So clearly, magpapatuloy po ito, yung monitoring.
Yes.
Yung pagpunta po sa mga eskwelahan and finding out who teachers are members of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers.
Baka hindi na po. Baka hindi na. Kasi mismong si Chief PNP sacked those
Three intel
intelligence
officers
who resorted to that to a memo. Because as intelligence officers, they're not supposed to be doing this overtly. They're supposed to be doing this covertly. So,
So maling-mali ho yun to begin with. That's what you're saying.
I would
Kaya
think
nga
so,
ho,
yeah.
intel officers, parang
Yes.
hush-hush, hindi dapat dinidisplay, hindi
Exactly.
dapat, okay.
Yeah, because when you do such a thing overtly, then you would create speculation on the part of those being surveilled.
So should it be done covertly?
Yes.
So dapat magpatuloy covertly?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right, sir. So we'll find out what ano po yung kalalabasan ng meeting before, well, at 11 a.m. later, sir. Another thing is, of course, the Batocabe's
Yes.
case, sir. Yesterday, we had Congressman Garbin here, and he was convinced that the mayor is the mastermind behind the killing of the assassination of Congressman Batocabe. And then it came out, sir, after that interview that General Oscar Albayalde and the CIDG chief, I believe, said that the slugs found at the crime scene actually matched the gun of Henry Yuson, who is
Yes.
the person who gunned down the congressman. What else can you tell us, sir?
Well, again, this reinforces what we have been saying all along, that the Philippine National Police did a good job here, that this is case solved but not case closed. No? And through background investigation that we have done in Albay, it appears that this is not the first time that the mayor planned to murder someone. No, there has been some attempts. There has been plans before to assassinate another individual.
Who is?
I do not wish to mention that.
I think it came
person's
out
name.
already, sir.
Oh,
You didn't
maybe.
say it, yeah.
Maybe it came out already, but I do not want to be the source of that information.
Is he a mayor as well?
Yes,
Okay.
a former mayor.
Yeah, the one who?
The one?
The one who?
The one who supposedly was the subject of
Assassination.
of
plot again.
assassination.
Okay.
So we feel we have a very airtight case, and we're just surprised by some critics who are saying that this case was solved in record time, and all of that.
Mabilis ho naman kasi, sir.
That's right, but we have to give credit where credit is due. The case was solved, and there's not only testimonial evidence, but there's now other forms of evidence. In particular, the fact that the slugs matched those of the gun which was used.
By Henry Yuson.
Henry
Sir,
Yuson.
very briefly, Nazareno plans for tomorrow.
Yes, we're very much prepared. Some 7,200 police officers have been deployed, 2,200 from the Manila Police District and 5,000 from other police districts in the country. General Eliazar has been going around in media explaining the prohibited acts, and discouraging people from being backpacks and colored canisters and water jugs, and to bring instead transparent drinking bottles. So I think we're very much
Just
prepared.
like last year, yeah.
Just like last year, yeah.
Sir, any threats being monitored?
As of now, we have not. I've not heard from the Philippine National Police if there's any threats to the traslasyon tomorrow.
So we can only wish a very... It's hard to say peaceful and orderly because that's not what's going to happen tomorrow. But siguro less of yung mga kababayan natin na masaktan tomorrow during the traslasyon.
Yes, and for the public, they would just don't be surprised if there are checkpoints which the Manila Police District will put in some strategic places. It's part and parcel of securing the traslasyon. But as of now, where all systems go, and we hope that it will be a peaceful yet colorful celebration of the traslasyon.
Definitely. DILG Spokesperson Jonathan Malaya. Always good to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir, so much for having me.
Salamat.
Salamat din.
This is The Source on CNN Philippines, a heartwarming gift. This is good, sir. You gotta watch this. From a teacher to her students. That's for today's In Focus.